He can be seen, and then he rapes her several times, according to police. And now they're concerned that there could be other victims out there.
Danielle Miller joins us live from Old Town Scottsdale tonight, where people are particularly concerned, taking precautions after hearing this. Even though this guy's off the street, this illustrates how vulnerable people can be in a situation like this.
Absolutely, John and Carrie, and such a horrifying story. Definitely the hot topic of conversation here in Old Town Scottsdale tonight. Now, police are telling us that this is where it all started on Saturday. This parking garage, the Galleria parking garage here in Old Town Scottsdale. They're telling us the victim was heavily intoxicated and waiting for her friend to come get her with the car. They say that's when the friend came back and the woman was gone. Surveillance images that you're about to see show the suspect, 28-year-old Rodolfo Ramirez, picking the woman, throwing her over his shoulder and taking her before that friend returned.
Nothing like that has ever happened. I'm actually surprised that it happened right in the heart of Old Town.
28-year-old Rodolfo Ramirez being held without bond on charges of kidnapping, sexual assault, and sexual abuse. During his initial court appearance, the defense argued Ramirez should be released because he's a husband, holds a job, and owns his house.
This particular case, Your Honor, based on his background, based on the lack of prior convictions, and I don't believe that he's of any danger to the community.
The prosecutor disagreed.
Defendant did, in fact, sexually assault this victim, as she had absolutely no ability to consent. The fact that she was out cold, the fact that he carried her from the place where she was left by her friend to a car, to a garage, to someplace else to take her away. All of that clearly indicates kidnapping.
The incident happened in Old Town Scottsdale Saturday during the early morning hours. Police say Ramirez sexually assaulted an unconscious woman in her mid-20s in a parking garage and then twice more at his home in Scottsdale. Surveillance video shows him picking the woman up and throwing her over his shoulder.
He had a familiar face. People have seen him around LA Fitness. Very shocked that that was the person that did it. It can be anybody that does something crazy like that.
Police reports show Ramirez first denied knowing the victim, but then later admitted to having sex with her. He told police her eyes were closed most of the time and she couldn't have consented to having sex. And Ramirez is due back in court on the 29th at 8:30 in the morning. Now, as of now, police are telling us that they're investigating this as an isolated incident, but they're telling us that there could possibly be more victims. They're asking anybody with any information or possible circumstances that are similar to this one to give them a call. Reporting live, Danielle Miller, Fox 10 News.
Thanks, Danielle. A Valley teacher behind bars tonight accused.
With the latest, Marcy.
Well, Carrie and John, the Guardian Angels are walking around tonight, patrolling as they normally do, passing out these flyers with the suspect's sketch on it. Now, you may be thinking, okay, we haven't seen or heard from this guy in 2 months. That's a good thing, right? But the Guardian Angels say it's actually the opposite. As long as he's still out on the streets, we're all still in danger. For Mike Upchurch and his band of Guardian Angels, the reason they patrol the streets is simple.
People need to go to a store, not have to look over the shoulder and worry about getting jumped, robbed, or beaten.
Even though it's been 2 months since the last incident in a string of connected shootings, Mike says he doesn't want history to repeat itself.
The guy has not been caught yet. The problem with that is, just like the serial shooters of 2006, they held off for a couple months while we were out patrolling. Shot 2 people afterwards.
You'll catch them in their red berets, handing out information, trying to raise awareness.
Somebody out here knows something. Also, we run across a lot of people. They're unaware of what's going on.
Now, along with the suspect's sketch, they've also added important safety tips to a flyer to keep you out of harm's way.
Make eye contact is one of the things you want to do. Then he knows. You know what he looks like, for one. Stay in the public areas. Use the buddy system if you go anywhere.
Of course, a $75,000 reward is still being offered for any information that leads to an arrest. You're asked to call silent witness or police immediately if you know anything. Reporting live, Marcy Jones, Fox 10 News.
All right, thank you, Marcy. Fox follow-up guided trips are now being offered once again to Havasupai Falls. The trips had been halted back in July due to allegations of abuse to the pack of horses used to carry hikers' belongings down to the campgrounds and back up. Federal authorities made an unprecedented arrest of a Havasupai tribe.